Well, here's that promised interview now. It is with the co-founder and CEO of Blackbuck, Rajesh, joining us all the way from Bengaluru. Hi, Rajesh. First I want to just ask you, when I was doing my research before this interview, and there is so much that is being said about Blackbuck at the moment, clarify for me because I've read conflicting reports. Is Blackbuck a unicorn or not a unicorn?
So I think we are a unicorn more by heart, not yet by the numeric number.
We in Punjabi would say, "Dil se unicorn hai." Okay, I take that point. So, how far are you from that $1 billion valuation?
I think broadly last round we valued close to about 900 million. I think that definitely doesn't really justify, or it's not the sign of progress. But yes, I think that's broadly at that number. Yeah, it's to me more a financial number. Yeah,
it's a financial number. So, what makes it a unicorn besides the finances?
I think what's supremely important for us is that we are in this segment, which is I think one of the largest unorganized segments. We are in a segment where most of the trucks come from rural India, mostly from the tier 3 towns. We have close to about 2 million fleet owners in the country, and I think ability to get these guys seamlessness of doing this business, getting more earnings, being able to do this business with as ease as possible, able to adopt newer methods. I think is more very close to my heart personally. And if we are able to, whatever we are able to do today, I think if we're able to create that impact at India-wide scale, I think that would be more a company justifying, metaphorically the unicorn title. I think that's more important to me.
Rajesh, I know you don't like it, but just for the benefit of our viewers, Blackbuck, think of it as the Ola and the Uber of trucks, but they're doing a lot more. They're not just aggregator for trucks. So tell us, Rajesh, what are you up to? I believe you also have this app called Boss App. I like the name. You like to be called Boss. Clearly, that you have revealed through the name of this app.
Yeah. So I think the way to look at what we do is, essentially there is fleet capacity across the country coming in from all districts, different states, right? And there are people who essentially want to ship cargo, right? Now, one of the biggest areas which we're investing as a company, we've been investing last 4 years and we're investing tremendously today, is to get this supply online, get them, understand how to use technology, get them to transact online. I think that's been like one of the biggest problems for us to solve. So, by whichever means, right, by whichever features we are able to build on our platform, right, be it us venturing into electronic tolling, which is helping these guys come and recharge the app online and use that money for, tolling. This is basically the Boss app which you were talking about, be it fueling, be it buying tires, or be it Discover Freight, right? So I think that's been our, approach to build technology for these users. Take a problem statement, solve it. This attracts them, to learn, how to use a mobile application, how to, get internet and be on this entire bandwagon. I think, that's the entire sort of wave in which Boss was created. And as we speak today, I think given the entire government's digital push, and the entire mandation of cashless economy coming in the freight area, which is in terms of electronic tolling, which is going to be mandated from 1st of December. Electronic tolling is one of our fastest, growing categories. It has helped us acquire a large number of users on our platform. And also recently, a couple of months back, our Boss app also crossed 1 million downloads.
So how many users do you have on your platform? How many users do you have on your platform, Rajesh?
So we have close to about 1.5 million downloads of our application. Out of that, close to about 700,000 are the registered users on the platform.
So these 700,000 or 7 lakh registered active users, are they the ones who drive the trucks or are they the fleet owners? How does it work?
Yeah. So India has close to about 10 million trucks, which are commercial vehicles. Out of that, Blackbuck, given it operates in the line haul long distance, sector, There are close to about 5 million trucks which are basically the candidate trucks. These are owned by close to 2 million users, and most of them are fleet owners. So they employ drivers like who essentially drive the truck. So most of these users who have signed up on the Blackbuck platform.
The ठेकेदार्स.
Sorry?
The ठेकेदार्स, as we call them in North India at least.
Yeah, so these guys are the fleet owners. Maybe 10% of these owners are owner drivers themselves, but majority are the guys who own trucks, are the ठेकेदार्स who have drivers who drive for them.
So, just to understand a bit more, and I'm doing this for the benefit of my viewers, when they use Blackbuck, is it also, let's say, you want to get car manufacturers or whatever it is need to get their cargo out, let's say from Chennai to other parts of the country? Or is it perhaps used, and I'm using this analogy because it's Diwali season, a Croma or a Vijay Sales needs to send its white goods to its consumers who come to the store to buy, let's say, a washing machine or a TV. Who uses the Blackbuck platform?
Yeah. So the platform essentially, as we already discussed, that we do full truckload long haul logistics. So people who want to buy freight on the platform typically are businesses. So we today supply to about 60% of the manufacturing companies which are in the NSE 100, right? Which are the top 100 companies in India. We supply to 60% of them, right? So the companies like Unilever, Coca-Cola, Marico, Godrej, so large manufacturing companies like who need full truckloads to be shipped out. And we also have extended our offering in the last 1 year to the SMBs, right? So be it a wheat trader or a rice trader, or a guy who owns a rice mill, a person who is manufacturing, let's say, transformers, right? So most of these small and medium businesses who want to ship goods and want to hire a truck over a long distance range, they are essentially our customers. So as you rightly said, a retailer like Croma is a candidate customer because they move full truckloads, right? And they will be essentially using our service. A car carrier who is trying to, let's say, manufacture cars and ship across all over the country becomes a candidate customer. So exactly. So anybody who wants to hire a truck.
How many customers do you have? You told me you have 700,000 active registered users. These are the truckers who will actually move the freight.
Owners.
How many customers do you have, and what's the kind of profile?
Yeah. So today we have close to about 15,000 registered customers on the platform, and there are close to who are active and transacting are close to 2,000 customers. The kind of profile is we have FMCG companies, we have agricultural companies, we have paint companies, we have chemicals, we have auto, FMCD, durable companies, right? So electricals, industrials, steel, minerals. So any industry you pick up which is essentially manufacturing oriented, most of the sectors we today span. So we cover today close to about 22 manufacturing sectors.
I know you have a vision for having a million truckers on board, How far away are you from that target? And while we've talked about how you're almost a unicorn, Rajesh, is Blackbuck today a profitable enterprise?
Yeah. So I think we, as you know, right? I mean, we have created multiple of these service offering for our fleet owners quite recently. And the number of 1.5 million, close to 1.5 million downloads and close to 600,000 active registered truckers on our platform, that's one of the recent numbers. So I think on the supply side, really dominating and having more than like a 70% market share, which makes us have close to like 1.5 million users. I think we are broadly about a year away from that milestone. So I think being one of the platforms which has most of the Indian, supply engaged, I think we are about close to 1 year away from that. And on the question on the unit economics perspective, I think we are in a B2B sector. So we've been making money at the unit economics level, I think over the last 3 years. I think that's one of the disciplines we have followed as a company. I think there are growth rates which we chase, but at the same time, unit economics in the B2B industry is really important to keep building on. So we make money at a unit economics and a contribution level, right? But of course, I think as a company, we're investing in growing, we're investing much ahead in time to acquire supply on the platform. And most of those investments come as cost to the company in the short term. And we of course lose money on a total overall company level today.
Rajesh, pardon me for putting it so crudely, so goal-mole karke, as of now, Blackbuck is not profitable, right? On a consolidated manner.
Yeah, at an enterprise level, consolidated level, Blackbuck is not profitable.
So by when are you, you have investors on board, you've done various fundraisers. What is the milestone, any target that you have by this year when Blackbuck is going to turn profitable?
No, I think the entire investment which the company has raised, and also the core, like the vision of the company, right, is to look at how can we transform this space, in India, definitely, and if possible, how can we do that globally? I think this is one of the sectors where we as a company have been able to prove a lot of primary economic indices move by a large material distance, right? So I think what is important to sort of look at is that there's one of the first businesses we started was one of the large corporate business, right? And that business actually is at an overall business level close to operationally break even, right? But there are multiple different businesses which the company has started even in the last 2 years, right? So I think the internal mandate, the entire board mandate as a company, and then the mandate is to grow, right? So I think, broadly, as a company, the way the levers of the company have got orchestrated or created, if the company wants to drive the mandate of profitability, I think we as a company can achieve profitability in the next 1 year, right? But the mandate is actually today to look at how can we grow as fast as possible, how can we replicate the success which we have found in different geographies and in different segments across across all different geographies, right? I think that's broadly how we think today.
So if you're going to be in 1 year from now, in 1 year from now, you're going to be achieving your target and your vision of 1 million truckers on Blackbuck, will you have to go in for more fundraising?
I think we raised our, one of the rounds, $150 million rounds, just about 6 months from now, and that helps us, be capitalized for close to about 36 to 40 months, as we speak today. So I think, that's broadly what's the outlook of, in terms of the company needing funds.
Okay, so now I also want to ask you that you're solving one of the biggest problems that we have, logistics. It's getting organized, albeit very, very slowly. But just the people that you're dealing with, pardon me, I don't want to sound elitist, but it is one of the points you brought about, which is that you're also digitally educating them, you're digitally enabling them. And there's going to be a lot of problems in that as far as language goes. It's not just about having the interface of the app, but how to use the app and language. Can you share with us some of the challenges that you face on that front? You will have to teach your fleet owners, the fleet owners have to teach the drivers, and I'm sure a lot of it is lost in communication as well.
Yes. So I think, I think this is one of the first challenges which we faced when we were essentially building the business, was that how do you really get these guys use technology? And as you rightly articulated, I think the first barrier is, first of all, inclination to use tech, because, why do I really need this? The second is that after they're inclined, how do you make the technology and the interface so simple that they can accept? And the third challenge is that given, trucks are owned by most of the people who are from these hinterlands, you need most of these language to be adaptable to these people, right? So I think the first problem which we cracked was actually multilingual. Today, the app of Blackbuck is in 5 different languages, which are the most popular languages amongst truckers, right?
Which is what? What are the 5 common languages?
Hindi, of course, there's an app in English, Hindi, Telugu, Tamil, Punjabi.
Okay. But with what you have told me, that means you don't have much of a market in South India.
So Tamil Nadu is one of the largest states from which supply comes from. And in the southern India, the second state is Andhra. So these two are the states from where a large population of our supply also comes from. So it's got essentially naturally selected. And on the north side, as you're aware, there are a lot of Punjabi truckers. So we had to launch our app in the Punjabi language. And Hindi is one of the most common popular languages which people understand.
FYI, I see Punjabi again. But jokes apart, tell me something. When we saw GST being rolled out, when all of this has happened, what did it mean for Blackbuck? Has life become simpler? Or actually, because you actually still have to pay those tolls going across. So, that problem still exists. So while the goods that you're carrying, that may not be an issue, but the truck driver has to still pay the toll, right?
Yeah. So I think GST has enabled, establish most of the commercial checkpost, irregularities across the country. I think that has come as a very positive sentiment for the entire logistics industry. We have also seen that, because of that, trucks have been able to do, decent number of kilometers extra per month in terms of the GST as well. So I think, as a trucking ecosystem has got fully benefited. Having said that done, I think the state checkpost borders, the complete stoppage has not yet been eradicated. I think when that happens, it becomes even more seamless. I think as an industry, we all are waiting for that. That's point number one. And point number two is that, as you sort of rightly articulated, tolling truckers have to still pay. And as we broadly sit today, 20-25% of this, tolling in the country has also got has become electronic. And as we keep moving forward, December 1st is one of the milestones where most of us are waiting, where, majority of this essentially gets, electronic. And that will really enable trucks passing very smoothly across the borders, across checkposts, across toll gates, and that will mean a lot to the logistics ecosystem.
So do you also provide the phones to the fleet owners, the truck drivers? And if you do that, I'm sure you've got a whole host of really wild excuses about how these phones have been lost, have been stolen. Do you want to share with us what is the wildest story you've ever gotten?
I think government, I would say, at a very broad level has taken care of this, because the toll tag is actually a RFID tag which sticks to the windshield. So the possibility of this getting lost is quite minimal, right? I think one of the things which we are facing, recently, and we have created, multiple, operating call centers to sort of really help truckers seen through this, is double deductions, right? So this was one of the issues 6 months back, pretty rampant. As we speak, government also has taken a lot of measures. So what used to essentially happen is that the truck owner will load the toll tag, which the driver essentially has it on the truck. He will pass this particular toll gate. At the toll gate, it will be deducted that the money at the toll gate, nobody will know whether the money has got deducted, and the toll guy will manually ask the driver to pay for this, and the driver is essentially confused that do I pay for it or do I not? But then he will not be allowed to pass through, so he ends up paying for it. And after 2 hours, the electronic tolling also deducts money from the tag, so which essentially causes a double deduction. So this typically causes huge amount of noise and backlash by these truckers on the call center, and saying that, why the hell is this happening? You are cheating us. You've deducted it on the tolling, electronic tolling. You also made me pay, right? I think this is one of the largest complaints on the call center, of Blackbuck today. But I think we've been able to sort it for the truckers today. On the Blackbuck platform, truckers enjoy half an hour resolution time for double deductions. So, and we're working with the government and the banks to sort of solve this on a large scale basis.